Okay, so onto the run itself. It's Vex and I again. She's on Recluse. I'm on Iron Eye this time. And we actually have a Dutchess Gold Lord. And Dutchess in this run actually plays amazingly well. Believe it or not, this person told me after the run that this was their first Dutchess run, which I find hard to believe. But they absolutely slap in this run. So we have a pretty smooth run.
Yes. Unironically, believe it or not, your boy, who is a Recluse loyalist, I've been playing Recluse this whole time, played Dutchess for the first time and ended up with that, bro. Unironically, I promise you, I'm not making that up. But like, so you're probably wondering, how did I even end up in a Vex video in the first place? And why was I playing Dutchess when my last two videos, my last two NightReign videos, featured Recluse, and I declared Recluse as my main, as the main character I've been using, the only character I really been using. Well, in today's special emergency video, bro, that I just had to make, bro, I'm gonna get into all of that, bro. I'm gonna get into how I even ended up here. I'm gonna do a small reaction to Vextra's video, as well as giving a small lesson at the end, alongside giving my perspective, like my POV of our run. Just because like something this special and this important has to have some type of educational value to it, in my opinion. I believe this is just a thing, bro. This is just another part of the casual tryhard handbook, bro, the casual tryhard guide, bro. So we're gonna get into all of that, bro, and we're just gonna jump right in, bro. So if y'all enjoying this type of content, man, y'all want to see more, man, don't forget to leave a like, comment, share with your friends, all that good stuff, man. And as always, I cannot stress this enough, man, we are so close to 600, so close to 1K, bro. Leave a subscription, bro. Subscribe to the channel for some more from the Golden Ghost Cartel, man. We do Elden Ring, NightReign, bro. We're doing VF. That's Virtual Fighter for my fighting game players know what I'm talking about. We have Dead or Alive, that's another fighting game type deal. And I really just do playthroughs of a bunch of other games and stuff like that. I've also been doing retros. I'm waiting for God Hand to hit 5 likes, so that way I can continue my God Hand playthrough. But I'm getting ahead of myself, bro. Let's jump straight into this, boy. But first, Golden Ghost Cartel. First things first, bro. How did I even get up in this situation in the first place, bro? How did Ghost end up in a Vextra video, bro? Well, it's kind of a funny story. So I would like to refer you to my homepage, right? I have been low-key trophy hunting. Low-key. I've been kind of feeling the urge to platinum this game. And one of the platinums, let me see if I can find it, defeat the Nightlord with all characters. Now, I'm not 100% sure what Nightlord, or if it really matters what Nightlord it is, bro, but they say you have to do it with all characters. So I haven't just played with Dutchess. I've played with every character except for Revenant. Revenant is my last one that I have to defeat a Nightlord with, and every single one except for the Guardian I've beaten on my first attempt. Well, except for Recluse as well, because Recluse was like my first character, and my growing pains were definitely growing pains back then. But when I swapped characters, Wilder I cleared on my first attempt. The Executioner I cleared on my first attempt, and I have been in the process of doing not just, you know, that, but I've been in the process of collecting content of my runs for all of my runs for these different characters. There's a couple I missed, like Guardian. I really don't like Guardian's playstyle, so I'm probably not going to put a gameplay section for him. But yeah, I've been documenting all of these. I've been saving them on my PlayStation, and I really just been documenting these. And if you want proof, you know, because somebody's probably going to ask, you know, just to make sure that I am the Gold Lord. Yes, that is me. That was the Gold Lord. That's just, for whatever reason, I should have just named myself Golden Ghost had I known this was going to happen, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. I treat my namesake like hot sauce. I put it on everything. So I thought I wanted to be a little bit different, at least put Gold Lord for once, and do something a little bit different, especially since I'm gonna get my brother into the game and his name is like Platinum God or something like that. That's how I ended up there. And I was kind of just rotating between like just searching for randoms, and then searching for randoms using the password Vextra, which is what for those of y'all that don't know, I already watched Dude anyway, because, you know, I just like absorbing content of the games that I play, and Vextra Life is like the face of this stuff, bro. He's like one of the big dogs when it comes to this. And in one of his guides, I remember specifically him saying just search up Vextra, and I was assuming that Vextra was tied to his Discord because he was talking about higher level players play there. Now granted, for every good amount of skill players that join, there's also going to be an equal amount of players that are just going on there looking to get carried. So you ultimately sometimes end up with the exact same result as you would get for randoms, you know. So it was kind of hit or miss, which is why I was just rotating between, like, okay, if I get like a bad experience with the password on, I turn the password off. If I have a bad experience with the password off, I turn the password back on again, stuff like that. I was trying to play with every single character at least once to try and at least get one win with them, and I eventually got to the point where I got to the Dutchess. Now let me show you how I've been operating with getting these dubs with all these characters. The key word here is prep time, because that's exactly how I've monitored every single one. If you guys see my last video where I did like a casual tryhard guide on Elden Ring, NightReign, I was talking about how important it is for prep time, and by prep time I mean getting your build together for your relics, which makes your life so much easier. And I think it makes it even easier for characters that actually like use melee attacks than they do long range characters like Recluse and Revenant and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and hit relic rights, and let's go ahead and take a look at Dutchess. Now I was looking through her stuff trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do, and I have the goblet, if for those of you guys that are wondering, and I've already beaten all the bosses. So I have the boss little relics here, and I was just looking at them and I was thinking, because I was trying to figure out what I want to do for her. I was tired of fighting the Cerberus, and I kind of want to fight something different. So I was looking through these things, because these are in the yellow category, right? So I was like, oh, that's in the yellow, so that's nice. And I was thinking, it was like nearby frostbite conceals self. So I was like, okay, frostbite conceals self. She has an ult that makes her go invisible, right? You know, that looks like that could be something useful. Changes compatible armor skill to chilling mist and attack power up when facing frostbite afflicted enemies. I'm like, okay, cool. That seems like, you know, she gets to go invisible and gets to apply frostbite to people. That seems like that would be a pretty, you know, fire setup. But I was like, dang, there ain't nothing that really is affected by ice for real. Like, I mean, like, they're affected by like status effects, obviously. Like, Nightlords are affected by status effects, but not none to like the point where you're gonna get like a massive debuff like how it is with lightning and holy and fire and stuff like that. And then I seen this one, increase maximum FP and starting armament inflicts poison, and then poison and rot vicinity increases attack power. So I was like, huh, there is a boss that's weak to poison, and poison and rot vicinity increases attack power. Power up when you're facing frostbite afflicted enemies, so that's 2 stacks. If you get poison and frostbite, you get a double stack of attack boost on top of a double stack of two status effects, right? And then I have this one that says Dutchess dagger chain attack reprises event in nearby enemies. That's good for when you're finishing your dagger combos. It gets the automatic riposte for skill. Improve invisibility sorcery, which also would fall in line with the concealment. I would hope that stacks with each other. And then poison bone darts, which I never used. So I was like, okay, I think I want to do the poison fight with the Dutchess now, because now I feel like I have a confident set. You know, I have a confident set. I'm going to go in, I'm already going to have a dagger. All I have to do is level it up and then hope I find me another good dagger, and I'm in there, you know. Now, like I said, I figured all this out without playing. All of this was just knowledge from watching a couple videos and going into the sparring grounds, and then just figuring stuff out, you know, just trying to figure stuff out with the combos. The dagger combos, they pretty alright, you know. It kind of reminds me of the fists, because I used to, not only did I do a fist only run in base Elden Ring, but one of my favorite things on my main guy is the faith fists, the ones that go through shields. I think it's called Cypher Pita or whatever it's called. I think it's called that. But yeah, that is how I ended up doing that. I went in there, searched for something, used the Fextra password, and somehow, some way, I ended up in a lobby with Fex. And I knew it was Fex because when I got there, I seen Fexila and Cass, I think his name is Cass. I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but the moment I seen them two names, I'm like, yo, that's them. That's them. This is gonna be crazy. And my whole process really was just trying to keep up with them. I kind of let them control like the flow, majority of what happened. I'll get into it as we go throughout this reaction. But I was really just trying to like, I was really just watching what the stuff that they pinged and how they operate, and I was just trying to absorb that information. Let's check out his perspective, and I'm gonna give in my perspective as we do stuff, and I'll even show off a couple of things from my perspective as we get into it.
Mark him in immediately, because if you can get a few hits into this guy, you usually stance break him. It makes this fight go a lot easier because he has a shield, and if he's blocking all your arrows, then you can take.
Yeah, you see that? You see that in the back? Hold on. Let me play that back. I know he's talking and explaining what's going on with the Iron Eye.
Makes this fight
but check this out.
Immediately, because if you
So you see I'm throwing down the chilling miss.
a few hits into this guy,
It must have frostbited one in back there, so when he got the stance break, I just hit him while invisible.
shield, and if he's blocking all your arrows, then you can take a long time to defeat this guy.
Greatness.
So once we get the boss,
All right, this is very important because I seen a couple comments on this video asking how did Fex get like a full moon and how she was using the moon at level 3. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna see if they show it.
chest, so we can do an ever jail.
I'm gonna see if they show it.
The horn bow, because it has a bit more damage than what I have currently, and it makes me less likely to be targeted. Although in this group, I'm not sure that's a great thing.
You see that? You see this right here? Right here. This weapon is a rare weapon, which means you can be at level 3 and use it, and that had Renala's full moon on it. I'm not kidding. That is how she was able to do it. I took this, I dropped it, and I pinged it.
So I can do more damage with L.
I took it, I dropped it, and I pinged it, and that's how she was able to use it.
One,
That was specifically for her, and it was really good that I did, because to my knowledge, based on what she told me after this, or based on what he told me, she told me, there was really no other spells that they had for real besides that they was able to get. It was a bad RNG, but it didn't matter. We had the moon. Did not matter.
So after healing up at a nearby site,
Yep, so right around this point, you're gonna see me mark right here. I'm gonna choose the mark right here because I was in the process of getting this dagger up to a purple. I think I had a blue at this point. I was trying to get it up to a purple. I needed that smithing stone too.
Part of it is going to be in the NightReign, so we will take some damage.
And I'm glad they went in there with me.
Very easy.
I'm really glad they went in there with me.
Bursting it down quickly, getting our smithing stone, and getting the hell out of there, and healing up at the site of grace on the way out. So once we get to the troll boss inside the mine, I mark it very quickly and then use my ult to help facilitate stance breaking and help burst this thing down.
That was doing so much damage to it. So much damage. And that smithing stone really did wonders. I'm not gonna lie, I really love this part. I really love this play. The way I did this Black Knife Assassin was so crazy. I don't even know if I could replicate it.
I mark it as soon as I can because this boss can be really annoying, but if you can pop that mark, you can usually stance break it, and then you can usually get a critical strike, but our Duchess gets behind it, critical strikes it anyway, and then does it again.
Look at this. Bro!
The reward.
Bro, man, like he got towed up, bro. Oh, here we go. Check this out. Ugh. That man got fucked up, bro. Fell right into the ice. My God, that moon did so much damage, bro. That moon did so much damage, and then he backstabbed again, bro. Like that was that was a yikes.
Before attacking into it, and we burst it down very quickly.
Yeah, a lot of this was really just us just tearing down as much as we could as the stuff was still closing, bro. And we was killing it so fast, and we was taking care of business, bro.
And the other bows.
This was almost a perfect run. I want to say.
This, we make our way to the church in the ball. Not marked if you can. Honestly, I think the biggest difference between a new Iron Eye and a seasoned Iron Eye is that a new Iron Eye will mark only very rarely, or like when they feel like they're safe, whereas a seasoned Iron Eye will get in there and try and mark every possible chance that their mark is not on the boss.
I ain't gonna lie, that was good of him. Circle strafing while shooting to get the backstab.
The first thing
I hate fighting this boss. I'm not gonna lie. This boss moveset annoys the mess out of me.
Into that mark. Hopefully we'll get that mark to pop and we can stance break this guy. And that gives me a chance to maybe use this ultimate again in this fight, because usually Valiant Gargoyles take a while to defeat because
that's so good. That moon is putting in mad work. I like it.
To a lot of damage types. So unfortunately we just missed getting the mark to pop, probably because I had to sit there and heal because I got hit, so some of that's on me, but as soon as my mark wears off, I apply it again to the boss.
He was doing pretty good though, all things considered, even with that.
Unfortunately, effects.
Yeah, the moment he went after. That's one thing about Recluse too, man. You have to commit so hard to them spells, bro. You have to commit so hard to them spells. I've had such an easier time with any other character. I literally main Recluse just off design alone, bro.
Oh, I hit her a couple times. The Duchess hits her a couple times, and the Valiant Gargoyle switches to Twin Blade. So I see my second mark wears off. We didn't quite pop it. I moved toward to try and engage it and mark it again, but it's hanging along the rim of the NightReign, and I don't want to accidentally slide into the NightReign and be outside. So I'm sort of waiting for it to move into a position that I can mark it effectively.
Look at that. And he's just hyper focused.
Eventually I do get a chance to mark it again, but we still aren't able to get enough damage into it to get those marks to pop. And this is absolutely one of the reasons that, again, you need the extended duration on marks. Because imagine trying to do this if your duration wasn't nearly as long as what it is. You would never be able to do it on this boss. And sometimes,
yeah, this boss sucks, bro.
With a little luck, you can pop these more reliably, increasing the speed of these types of fights.
If you're wondering why I stopped right there,
so my options at the end of this fight are,
I know you probably seen, if you I stopped because I was trying to pop my skill a second time.
So my options at the end of this
but it didn't come out because it wasn't ready yet.
Increases attack power. Middle to take on the next Crucible Knight. Unfortunately, the Duchess.
Yeah.
So we hop across.
Yeah, so you're gonna see right here, this is gonna be the only time I go down. My man's caught me trying to get greedy. What I should have did right here, I should have backed up a little bit more, but I wasn't expecting him to still aggro me. So my man stomped on the ground while I was trying to drink and took me out. Ruined the perfect run damn near, bro. This would have been a perfect run in two scenarios. That was scenario number one. Here it is. This right here is the moment where I was misplaying so bad. I thought I was, look, I hit this chilling mist. You see it, bro? Bro, I thought I was two-handing right there. I swear to God, I was two-handing right there. And then I realized, I'm like, oh shit. And then hold on, let me show my POV, bro. Look. And it's crazy because I was in dual wield. And then I went to single hand and started hitting the L1, thinking I was still in dual wield. I don't know how I ended. I must have misclicked on accident or something. Cause look, that was all, bro. That damage was supposed to be all me, bro.
Boss fight, and you just hit a few times, trigger the Scarlet Rot, and then back away and gonna do what you're gonna do anyway. It can be really helpful. So I decided to pick it up. So after killing the Crucible Knights there, I have almost 300,000 runes, so I decided to hit the nearby site of Grace and make our way to
yeah, we got a metric fuck ton of runes, bro.
Early on in this run,
we got a metric fuck ton of runes, bro.
So I'm gonna get.
I was able to get myself up to a 14 by the end, which was why this wasn't a perfect run. If we was able to get the level 15, this would have been a perfect run. But I was the only one. I was the only one who wasn't able to get to a level 15, which is insane.
Whether you're spellcaster or ranger.
If you're wondering, hey,
which will affect any damage you
okay, so look, if you're wondering why I'm all the way over here, I got lost. I was not paying. I was trying to like follow just like the map to try and get around the castle, and I somehow ended up way down here. I'm gonna catch up eventually.
Whether you're spellcaster or a ranged character.
But I got lost trying to keep up with them.
Since I'm playing a ranged character, trying to stay at full health most of the time, trying not to get hit. This is
but we eventually gonna meet back up at the church, so it's all good.
And I'm trying to mark.
All right, so day 2 boss.
You might be able to
the thing about this boss right here was these 2 lackeys that were with him. My problem was at the start, I was dying.
On the boss, I decided to avoid the ads completely, just keep dodging them and just keep pinging the boss. And this gets me a lot of aggro from the boss throughout this fight, but I just figured we can mess around with the ads, or maybe we can accidentally AoE them down, you know, with spells and things like that and status effects, rather than having to focus on them and then take this boss down.
Exactly. And that was messing me up at the start, because I was you see at first I was focusing on the ads. I'm way back there trying to deal with the ads. Bro, them ads were jacking me up, bro. So I'm like, yo. And I'm paying attention to my archer mans and Fexela, they both focusing on the boss. So I'm like, I may as well focus on the boss too. So I just eventually started ignoring them boys. I understood what was going on, and I'm like, shoot, let me just follow suit. And that's where you see me running down that way. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna start attacking them now.
Where I can hit the boss and the ads. Even though I'm not trying to kill the ads, it can still knock them down, prevent them from dealing damage for a while. If they had them at like lower health or something like that, we might have been able to finish one of them off really quickly or something. So it's still a good idea if you have like an AoE ultimate like on Iron Eye.
Yeah, and then I started throwing my Black Blade at that point.
When you are using it.
Because when he gets to this little point right here, you can't even really hit him for real, because if you get too close, he's gonna start doing that, and then ice gonna get everywhere, and you just asking to get frostbit, bro. So I just was like, it's cool. I'm just gonna go ahead and Black Blaze you, bro. I'm just gonna keep using that. Golly. Good damage. And that did the trick.
So did the trick. These boss, my
Recluse was really the MVP on that one. Now that I'm looking back on it, that moon was really putting in the majority of the work. Now, bro, we dunked on this thing so crazy. We doo-dooed on this boss, bro. Like, the way we doo-dooed on this boss needs to be studied. We took this thing out so fast.
Increase my stamina regen and my damage.
We took this thing out so quick. I'm gonna show my POV of this boss too.
This is usually when he first attacks you, so you can slide through it and get behind him and mark him simultaneously. So we managed to poison him, we
poisoned him and frostbite him, bro.
Then we're able to get
that damage we did was crazy. And then for Ronaldo Full Moon,
making him take more damage from Fex's spells. And then he shouts not long after that and hard locks onto me. I again use my mark to evade his attack, slide through him, get behind him, and then I trigger poison on him again, so he stops where he was going to charge again, and we're able to get some damage into him.
He was able to hit him and stuff.
During phase 2, I decided to run away and heal up during his lightning explosion, and I see that he's going to charge at me. And I decided to use my ultimate right here in order to use the iframes from it just to avoid this attack completely.
Oh, so that's why he stopped after that one. That's nice.
All-up explosion on the ground, it can be hard to dodge out of.
That was a smart play out of him.
And get a lot of shots into him while I'm sort of kiting him around. I would love to get some more charge.
So now
R2 in here because he's such a big.
So now I'm throwing Black Blade at him. Because he's moving around too much for me.
So much if I get into that crouch animation, I'm likely to get hit. So I just keep attacking with R1. And when we do finally stance break him, I take the opportunity.
Got the frostbite,
which can help increase your damage.
I go ahead and hit the clock, get the repost.
Long after that, I hope you
look at that.
Out of this Iron Eye video, marking is so crucial on Iron Eye. You want to make sure you do it like.
Look at that. That's
extra mark available, so you can keep
beautiful.
When one is coming
beautiful.
Off. That's great. And when you get those pops on marks, you can do some big damage, big stance damage.
Beautiful.
That really helps out your team.
Oh, and then these two at the end, they started emoting. I don't know how to emote on this game yet. I don't know how to emote, so they pulled that up and started doing that. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna throw you all my items, gang. I'm just gonna give you all my items, bro. Now, man, like I said earlier, bro, all I'm really doing is playing to my relics, bro. I'm playing to the frostbite. I'm playing to the poison, mainly because of the attack boost that they both give. And now that I have this this black knife, I'm playing to that as well, because now that I got the attack boost with both of those, it's probably gonna supercharge my black knife. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure if that stacks or not, but I get my attack beefed up by both of those. You know, on top of the other buffs that I got throughout my run that kind of increase your weapon skills and stuff like that. And all of that was how we was able to burst damage and basically really take down this boss the way we did, because the way we went through this was crazy. Just to show my perspective, to show you guys how I was really running this from my end. My first order of business was get the mist off. Get the mist, go back to dual hand until I see if he's poison. Cast a double damage when I see it. And if he gets too far away, I'm finna use the if it gets too far away, I'm gonna use the black blade. Right now, I don't feel no need to use the black blade right now. I feel like just the poison and the ice is right now is enough, because you see how fast the damage is really working him right now. Also, her dodge is goated. Dodging all this is insane. Dodging all that was crazy. Alright, I'm gonna try to get the chilling mist off again. I see he running away from it, no point. Now it's time for black blade. And that black blade is gonna do mad work. I see you looking at somebody else, it's time to spam. I ain't gonna lie, it's time to spam these. He got frostbite again, thanks to our archermans. As soon as he got frostbite, I threw up my skill again to get the proc. I'm gonna do black blade again. You stack that on top of the blade. I throw it again. You stack that, and then I add my skill, and that's the kill, bro. That is the kill. Amongst all of this, there's something very, very important that can be learned from this run, because this was another one of those very, very good runs where it's like you can learn something from that I feel comfortable making a video for on its own, which originally this wasn't even supposed to be the case. I was collecting these character runs for the sake of making like a character video and just like explaining like why you really shouldn't focus on like a tier list for a game like this, and why it would be in your best interest to learn every character. But I think that also applies here, why it's in your interest to kind of learn every character anyway. And I think that is mainly because of the teamwork factor of this game. That is the main key for today, bro. The Renala's full moon skill that I gave to Recluse, bro, that was a teamwork move, bro. And that was also playing a part of the fact that I also play Recluse, so I already have a gauge on what type of skills she will want, or what type of incantation she will want, depending on the boss in the scenario, bro. So that, even though that's not the main point of contention, that's like a subject for a different video, but it's mainly just the teamwork aspect of it, bro. Know where to ping, bro. Know where to ping your stuff. Know how to move as a unit, bro. Notice how majority of the run, all three of us stuck together, bro. When we all stick together, there's not really much that could stop us, bro. You have to know how to be a map general, bro, and get everybody on the same page. I really wish that this game had voice chat. Even if it didn't have crossplay, voice chat on this game would be amazing, man. Being able to have like map control like this, bro, would only be helped out further, because it's like there's going to be people there's going to be people out there that is like you're going to ping on the map and they're just not going to go to it. I feel like voice chat would at least help that out a little bit. You'd be able to give people like a reasoning as to like, yo, you might want to come over here because you got such and such over here and this is how you unlock it, blah blah blah. You know, like you can't really force a horse to drink water, but at least give me the chance to, you know, guide him to the lake. You feel me? But yeah, man, I feel like that's really just the key to it all, because at the end of the day, bro, this is a 3-person co-op game, bro. So it's best to be a team player, bro. Yeah, you can do it solo. Obviously, there is solo runs, but it's like this was clearly designed for 3 people, bro. So play like you're a team, bro. When you play with a team, you're more than likely to get success versus people that just want to just go out and do their own thing because they think they know what's best, bro. Because sometimes what you think you know is best, it might not be the right option, man. It's just little things, man. It's just little things, and it's just little stuff like that that can really make the whole difference. But yeah, man, that's really all I have to say about it, bro. Be a team player, and you'll set yourself up for success a lot more than, you know, playing selfless, which really applies to really just so many other things in life, bro. Not just this, but it's just stuff like that just applies everywhere, bro. So when you just play oriented, and then on top of that playing with your runes, using your prep time and stuff like that, which you have all the prep time in the world before you go on the expedition, you know, you combine those 2 things, you can set yourself up for success before even learning the character for real. And I should be proof of that. Even though, like I said, this was my first Dutchess run. I was doing the majority of this was just all pure knowledge from my other Souls games, bro. So all that being said, man, I think there was a lot of good information in this. Please check out Fextralife's video, bro, if you want to learn how to use Iron Eye. You know, that's all I really gotta say, man. If y'all enjoy this type of content, man, want to see more, man, you already know what to do, man. Leave a like, comment, share with your friends, all that good stuff, man. And as always, subscribe for some more from the Golden Ghost Cartel. And I will see you guys tomorrow for some Virtual Fighter, and then I will see you guys Monday or Tuesday for some more Elden Ring NightReign, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Deuces, y'all.